fans, Ryan Aho here with the One to Go Show, bringing you the second installment of the power rankings for the Wissota Street Stock Division. Excited to do that. A little shout out first to Impact Health Sharing. So if you're a business owner, if you pay for your own health insurance, right, or if you have employees, and if you feel like you're paying too much, give me a text, give me a call, 218-969-1380. I'd love to see if I can help you save some money on your insurance so you can spend more money on race cars like we all should be. So let's do a little recap of this past weekend's events. I know, right? It's already Friday. So you're watching the show on Friday. We're going to try to get this done a little bit earlier, but we'll do a little recap of what happened this past week, and then we'll jump into this week's power rankings. So let's head to Minnesota first. I used to be in Minnesota. Now I got to head to Minnesota. It is what it is, right? I got to get back over there. A lot of mosquitoes. Man, oh, man. So let's head to the Buffalo River Speedway. Great to see Wissota Street Stocks on the card each and every week over in Glendon, Minnesota. Excited about that. The 27P Tucker Peterson. I tell you, this second generation driver is one of my favorite kids to watch over there. He is really good. His dad was a hell of a racer. He's a hell of a racer. It was not easy. It was not easy. Casey Usatis gave him all he could handle. Usatis actually turning up the wick. He's been fast the last couple of years, but boy, he's found something. He's going to be really, really having a strong year. Peterson, I kind of figured he'd be the guy to win everything over there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Usatis has something to say. Fiesta City Speedway. Actually, let's just do three at one time. The Wolverine, my pick to win the national championship in 2023, Justin Vogel. He won at Fiesta City Speedway. He won at the Viking Speedway, season opener at the big high flying half mile. Granite City Motor Park. He parked it in Victory Lane there. That one, not quite as easy, right? Not quite as easy. Colton Brower in the KOL 34, all over him. He was there. If Vogel was going to slip up just a little bit, it was over. Brower was going to capitalize. Really good race. But if you're following points, that's a 112, a 111, and a 111. Not too shabby way to start the season. Tip of the cap, Justin Vogel, you're the man. Good job. Let's head over to the I-94 EMR Speedway, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Well, we're going to talk Brower. Braden Brower, one of his two feature wins on the week. Took advantage of the front row starting spot, DNF'd on night number one. He checked out, but Jeff Ekdahl, super strong again, right? Ekdahl 7th to 2nd. Brower just too much from the front row. You put that kid up front, it's pretty much over most of the time, and he made him pay. That's what you got to do if you're going to win championships. When you have a DNF, you're going to take advantage, right, of that front row starting spot or a better starting spot. He did just that, so he's a contender. I'm not going to count him out just yet. He also went over to the Big O, to the Ogilvy Raceway in Ogilvy, Minnesota. Of course, both of these tracks had the late models on the card for the Challenge Series as a support class to the Wissota Street Stocks. Season opener, 3rd of the year, 2nd of the week, Braden Brower. He's going to be a contender. Last year, it was kind of Dykhoff and Vogel. Could it be Braden Brower and Vogel? We'll find out. What's interesting to me is him and his brother are not racing against each other every single night. Very smart, right? Because last year, Colton took some wins from him. Now they can both, if they get rolling, they can start winning at opposing racetracks and both score wins rather than just one of them. So it'd be a little strategy there by Team Brower. Let's head out to Montana. The Big Sky Speedway out in Billings, Montana. They had the Hillbilly Nationals. Probably something I should attend. The Hillbilly Nationals. That's kind of, I don't know. You just kind of put that wherever you can kind of think what you may there, right? A kid that kind of had a little rough start to the season, little flat tire stuff going on, but Rob Petroff, the 11 star, doubling up. 2 wins out there in Billings, and he wants to give a shout out there to Troy Seapack and Jeremy Castro, because a week before, bent his rear end housing, didn't have one. He got their spare. It's like they're racing too. He's like, they just flat out gave it to me, let me use it, so that way I didn't have to miss a night. And he wanted to make sure to give a special shout out to them guys. So a pair of wins for Rob Petroff here. Congratulations. Now keep it rolling. North Dakota, Dakota Speedway from 7th. I don't even need to say the name because I don't know that he's going to lose there this year. Hunter Damagala is dominant in Mandan. I mean, he is the guy to beat. I don't care who comes there. He's going to win. It just is what it is. He won the lion's share of the races there last year. You can't go undefeated on the year if you don't start 2 for 2, and that's what he did. Devil's Lake Speedway, the Devil's Playground, Prairie, North Dakota. Last week, the race of the week. This week, 6 cars. I don't get it. I don't understand. I know a lot of people out in the fields and farming, but this freaking place is awesome, right? KCU Satis. He parked in Victory Lane. They had 27 total cars. I just simply do not understand why more drivers do not support this place. The track is absolutely fantastic. KCU Satis look really strong. He looked strong in Buffalo River, but even stronger at Devil's Lake. Congratulations to the 2U. River City Speedway in Grand Forks, another win for this guy, Seth Plastrike. He actually started the season 2 for 2. I keep talking Satis, Tucker Peterson. I talk these guys. Well, guess what? Plastrike hasn't lost yet. He's 2 for 2. So tip of the cap guy. Congratulations. Oh, let's head out to South Dakota. We'll go to the Black Hill Speedway out in Rapid City. The 21Q of Andy Fitzgerald. Now get this. His last win, May 29th, 2020. It's a couple years now. It's got to feel dang good to find your way into Victory Lane. It's early in the year. I have a feeling this won't be the last one. Brown County Speedway in Aberdeen. I did not have these next to each other in my notes here, but KCU Satis. He got the season opener done there in Brown County. Really good racing over there on Friday night. You can catch that on Dirt Race Central, actually. And I tell you, what a weekend for you, Satis, right? 2 wins in a second. That's pretty dang impressive. Casino Speedway over in Watertown. This was the race of the week right here. The Casino Speedway had the race of the week. It was the street stocks. They did not disappoint. Well, kind of disappointed. I like Brock Stowe, but I like this other cat maybe a little bit better. So veteran Al Schmidt led 19 3/4 laps. He led the entire race, right? Had a little bit of a scare with 2-3 to go, a little contact there with another guy. They come into 3 and 4. He shut her down on the bottom, and here comes Brock Stout, who I was shocked that he was there because he doesn't go to Casino. He's used to them big tracks. He's a Huron, Rapid City. That's his Miller. That's his type of deal, right? Them big tracks. He come to the little bull ring, went a lane up, drove around good old Big Al Schmidt there, beat him to the line on the last corner. I'm like, I texted him. I said, that's kind of a dick move, guy. Like, this guy has been racing a long time. You got to steal one from him like that. That's a little bit painful, but it was a hell of a show. It was a really good race. So congratulations, Brock Stout. Miller Central Speedway, Miss Consistency. She got it done. Maria Brooksick, her first of the year, defending champion over there. 20 cars. Really good car calling at Miller for the Wissota Street Stocks. Little bit of a tough deal for her at Casino. Started in back of the heat, kind of slimy to start the night, but she charged all the way up, and I think she got 4th there. But a great run over at Miller Central for Maria. Let's head over to Wisconsin now. Eagle Valley Speedway, Jim Falls, Wisconsin. Hunter Van Gilder. Of course, Grandpa was a legend, right? The old Butch Madsen. That guy, if you don't know who Butch Madsen is, ask somebody, because that guy won a ton of races. One of the best ever, right? His grandson, Hunter Van Gilder, he's kind of a chip off the old block. Really good race car driver. The Gary Blazer Memorial. Congratulations to him. So, Rice Lake Speedway had a pair of features. They had a makeup from opening night. The makeup feature, the 79N, Jeff Nowak. Incredibly good race. He was so smooth on the bottom. And he actually kind of just dip his nose inside there, and they'd kind of overshoot it and drive up. He was so poised, so smooth around the bottom of that racetrack. Could this guy right here maybe be a contender for the Little Dream? If he looks like he did there, he's going to be a contender. Really good race by Nowak. And the main feature, well, this guy might have something to say about the Little Dream. He's Mr. Little Dream himself, Nick Trainer in the 40T. Flat out was the car to beat in the second feature. He made him pay, started a little closer to the front and got her done. That was not his first win of the weekend, though. That came the night before at the Red Cedar Speedway. So a great weekend for Nick Trainer, a pair of wins. He does not just win Little Dream races, He wins regular races too. And good to see him over at Red Cedar. He doesn't run there all the time, but between Red Cedar and Rice Lake, I think he's going to get a bunch. Now let's head out to Wyoming. Sheridan Speedway out in Sheridan, Wyoming. Aero Nation right here. Jeremy Castro in the 14, third win of the year for Jeremy Castro. He had a bunch last year. I saw a little snippet there. I don't remember if it was on Snapchat. And he said 1 down, 29 to go. Dude, 3 down, 27 to go. Keep on winning. You got some pretty good hot rods to race against. You're one of them out west. Now let's jump into it. We are going to shake things up just a little bit. Let's do our buyraceshirts.com 1 to go show street stock power rankings. First, little shout out to buyraceshirts.com. So, race teams, if you need hats, you need shirts, you need hoodies, you need jackets, you need apparel, banners, you name it, right? Go to buyraceshirts.com. Buy racers for racers. Jordan Tollickson is a racer, former national champion in the street stock division. And the fact is, if you need big quantities, small quantities, fancy stuff, basic stuff, you name it, they can do it all. Check them out, buyraceshirts.com. At number 10, we're going to go out west here. Rob Petrov. I've been waiting for this guy. You've been struggling to park it in victory lane. You just have a lot of bad luck, a lot of stuff happening, but you won 2. You won back-to-back this weekend, and you're right back where you should be. And if he can just get rid of some of that bad mojo, that bad luck that he has, double-digit guy at the minimum right here, the 11 star at number 10. At number 9, Jeff Ekdahl. This week, a second, a fourth, and a DNF, but he has been incredibly fast. I'm telling you, the eye test, right, watching Ekdahl, he is one of the fastest street stocks in Wissota right now, bar none. He is in the conversation. Ekdahl is going to be a double-digit win guy in 2023. At number 8, they don't get more consistent than this one. Maria Bruksick started pretty deep there, was not able to get on the podium, but she did get her win over at Miller. This year, she has 3 shows, 2 top 5s, and 1 win. Look for Bruksick to be consistently in the top 3 all year long between Aberdeen, Miller, and, of course, the Casino Speedway. At number 7, bounced him back a little bit. Not that he did really anything wrong, just a few other guys did a few things better. We got Jeremy Castro in at number 7. So this week he had a second and a first and a DNF. I think the DNF sucked, but you can't really control that all the time, right? But pretty darn solid. This year, 6 podiums and 7 shows and 3 wins. That's pretty darn solid. But if I had to put these all in a mix, I just think the next guys would maybe beat him. I think is kind of how I look at that. I think he's there, but I think the next guys are just a little bit better right now. At number 6, I got Nick Trainer. Little Dream, I mean, we know he's a car to beat at the Little Dream, but this week, a pair of wins this week, right? The 40T is absolutely a stout competitor and mostly sticks to Wisconsin, but when he travels well. At number 5, Tucker Peterson. One of the fastest cars in Wissota. Super fun to watch. I really enjoy watching this. This week, he had a pair of first and a second and a fourth. The fourth, of course, you don't want to be off the podium, but, you know, he was there. He was close. Not the fastest car, though. Not the fastest car. That guy's a couple spots up. I'm going to slide one in between him here. Hunter Damagala, again, location. It makes it tough for him to race a lot of Wissota stuff, but he's 2 for 2 to start the season. You don't get a whole lot better than that. He's another guy. When he does travel, he wins. Remember, he won the race champions here last year or the year before. Casey Usatis is number 3. He might be the fastest guy out there right now around that North Dakota region. Unbelievable week, right? This year he's got 5 shows, 3 podiums. Or this year, 5 shows, 3 podiums, 2 wins. But this past weekend, 2 wins and a second. I tell you, that 2U has found another gear. I'm going to call it right now. We had 5 wins. 5 wins in 2022. You heard it here first. Write this down. Casey Usatis is going to triple that in 2023. At number 2, if he triples his count from last year, that's a lot. I can tell you. Braden Brower. I got him at number 2. Second generation driver. Dad was a stud, won a lot of stuff. His brother's a good racer. with this cat right here as a contender, right? This week he had one DNF in there, but he had a pair of wins. And I'm telling you right now, this is one of there's a handful that I have kind of in the conversation for winning a national championship. He's absolutely in the conversation. And not only racing for a natty, but when the money's on the line and the big shows are there, that 34, I promise you, he's going to be right there nipping on the heels looking for a win. And I'm excited for some of these big shows because he's super fun to watch. I have him at number 2. And at number 1, I had him number 1 last week. And when you go through the weekend and you sweep the weekend with 3 straight wins, you're not going to fall out of the number 1 spot. We got the Wolverine, Justin Vogel, 20 wins last year. He had 3, right? 3 this past weekend. 1 DNF to kind of had a rough night there at Granite City, his opening night behind the wheel, but it was red hot after that. Justin Vogel, 20 wins last year. I'm flat out going on the over. He's going to win more than 20. He's my pick to win the national championship. We're going to see how that all plays out. One of the most competitive classes in all of WISSOTA racing is the WISSOTA Street Stock division. I absolutely love watching this class. A lot of fans, right? They're like, oh, late models are done. I'm going home. Some people are just stupid. It just is what it is. I guess, you got to stick around. You got to watch the street stocks because they flat out put on better shows than almost every class. And it's not just WISSOTA, right? If you look across the board, UMP, IMCA, the stock cars, the street stocks, it's the best racing. It just is what it is. So super excited for 2023 Memorial Day weekend here. A lot of racing. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. And remember what Memorial Day is all about. Be safe out there. Get to the racetrack, bring a friend, cheer for your favorite street stock driver. Maybe put in the comments below, right? Who do you think the top 5 street stocks are right now in the nation? Who should fans be watching? Did I get it wrong? Let me know. And we'll see you next week.